how are you, my students? We proceed with our session. So my name is Sam Taris. So I'm teaching you the known subject which is known as literature in English. So we did a lot of discussion about this subject. So if you do remember, you have followed me where we started discussing about this subject. I think we are together. So today we proceed with another type or another kind of play or drama which is known as melodrama. But before starting a discussion about that one among of type of drama or play, let me remind you that on the last period we discussed a lot about different kinds of play or drama. So we discussed the tragedy. The second one was comedy, and the third one was tragedy comedy, and another one is historical drama. So today we proceed with another type which we left discussing on the last period, which is melodrama. So melodrama is a type of drama for entertainment, e.g. Three Sweethearts, One Husband by Oyono, This Time Tomorrow by Ngugi wa Thiong'o. So these are two texts which have been provided here as examples of melodrama. So melodrama, it is a kind of play which make people feel so happy. So they entertain due to how they have been composed. So if we can find out these two texts which have been provided here as examples, which are Three Sweethearts and One Husband, you will meet with such kind of a lot of issues which can enable you to feel so happy or to entertain yourself. So that is the last type of play or drama. So today we proceed with another issue which is terms used in play or drama. So today we are going to discuss a lot about terms which found terms used in the play or drama. So the first one is dramatic stage. So when I'm speaking about dramatic stage, are the platforms that have been organized to meet the needs of the performers. So when we're talking about dramatic stage, it simply means that it is a place where a lot of different platforms have been organized, have been arranged so as to enable a performer, so as to enable a character or an actor to meet his or her goals which has been intended to deliver to the audience. So here, when we're talking about dramatic stage, it means different platforms that can be arranged properly. And the arrangement of those or different platforms will enable an actor to convey what has been intended to be conveyed to the society or to the audience. So that is dramatic stage, different platforms. So I can act as a doctor, so I must prepare a lot of issues that are being experienced when doctors are being treating or providing their services. So those different platforms that can be arranged on the stage or in the certain context, you have to realize that is dramatic stage, as I said. So another issue is act. So when we're talking about act, is a major division of the play or drama. An act consists of many scenes. So when we're speaking about act, the major divisions of the play, we call them act or acts. So if it can be only one, we may say an act. So if there are a lot of, it can be starting with two and others, you have to know that, or we call them acts. So Any kind of play or drama should be divided into different acts. So the major divisions of play or drama, we call them acts. So that is another term which you have to know when we are talking about act. Another term is scene. Scene is an acting party in the story or is a division of action within an act. So as we said on the act, that the major division of either play or drama, we call them acts. So within the acts, there are several series, there are several actions that have been included on only one act. So the combination of scenes, the combination of some scenes make an act to be complete. So when we are talking about act, it simply means that major divisions or major parties in the literary work or in the play or drama. But within the act, there are several scenes which are included. So we may define a scene as is an acting part. So within action, there are within the act, there are different actions that can be acted on that act. So the different or the combination of scenes at the end make it to be an act. To be an act. So we may say that is an acting party in the story or is a division of action within an act. So that is another term which found in either play or drama. And second one is dramatic dialogue. So dramatic dialogue is a dramatic technique within which employs the conversation style in order to convey the message to the readers or audience. So if we do remember, when we are discussing about different characteristics of either play or drama, I do remember I told you that dialogue, it simply means that it refers to the conversation which are being done by more than two or more than two people who are communicating or who are conversating one after another or each other. So dramatic dialogue is a dramatic technique which employs a conversation. So here you have to take this word as one among of issues which can enable you to know this term. So the conversation style in order. So the main purpose of using conversation or dialogue or dramatic stage is one among of style that can be used by an author so as to convey the message to the reader or audience. So I think we talked a lot about messages. So if when you are using dramatic dialogue, the main purpose of using this kind of one among of literary term or as one among of terms which found in either play or drama is called dialogue. So the main purpose of using conversation is to convey the message to the readers, to convey the message to the audience. So when we're talking about readers or audience, are those people who are listening or watching a literary work. So that is another term found in play or drama. Another term is rehearsal. Rehearsal refers to the practice or a performance, music, dance or play before a real performance. It helps the performers to have confidence and to experience the stage before a real performance. So when we're talking about rehearsal, we may say that this is a preliminary preparation that are conducted by different characters before real action. So the main purpose of using of conducting a rehearsal is to prepare, so as to have experience about a stage or about a certain stage. So if I want to act as a doctor, so before the real performance, I can visit a certain place so as to see what are the issues which should be experienced when I will doing the real performance. So these kinds of experiences prepare different characters or actors to have the experience or to experience about the challenges, or if there are some weaknesses, so as to make correction before the real action. So we can't make correction when you are taking real action. So when we are doing rehearsal, prepares or help us to have the experience about a certain place. So that is another term found in either play or drama. Here it helps performers to have confidence. We know there are some actors when they are acting in either play or drama, so they fail to have confidence. So if they fail to have the confidence, should visit at a certain place or context, so as to overlook, so as to experience, to observe, to make a closeness of the place where we will take any real action. So that is another issue. So due to some people, actors fail to have confidence when they can engage in case of rehearsal, it can enable them to have the experience or to create some sort of confidence when they will acting a real performance. So confidence and experience, the stage before the real performance, as I said. So another term is pantomime. Pantomime is a performance which contains action without speech. So there are several actions that can be acted on play or on the drama that do not involve any kind of speech. So actions are so considered. So there is no uses of any word or any speech. So actions are so considered. So here, those actions which we are talking here, which are not included with speech, we may use our different organs like hands, shaking the hands. We may use our eyes, our facial expression. So I can use my face to symbolize or to show how much I so admired, or how much I'm so angry. So that without using any kind of speech, so that we call pantomime. Also, I can act as someone who has drunk alcohol, so I can use or I can show different actions that are being done by the people who have been using any kind of drug abuse, like alcohol and among others. So I can use something like this, so that without using the words. So in play or drama, in those actions that do not involve any kind of speech, we call them pantomime. Why do we say so? Simply because there is no use of speech. So actions are so considered. So actions are acted without including with speech. So that is we call pantomime. Another issue is stage direction. Stage direction. Stage direction is a dramatic technique which describes more information about what is next or what is not on the stage. So stage direction, also this is another dramatic stage or dramatic technique, dramatic technique which describes more information about about what is next. So when you are watching or reading either play or either a play or drama, there are some issues that we can't understand, but due to the uses of stage direction, it will help us to predict what is next. It can help us to understand what are not included on the stage. So due to those issues which enable us to know these two issues, which are the first one, it helps us to know what is not included on the stage, and also it helps us to predict, to make a lot of predictions what is next. So if there are some sort like that which help us to know these two issues, as I mentioned, we call it as stage direction. That's why the first one, it helps us to know or to predict what is next, and second one is it helps us to show or to understand some issues which are not included on the stage. So that is the stage direction as appear here. So the dramatic stage which describe more information about what is next or what is not on the stage. So if there are several characters who are talking each other, so due to the communications which are being done by themselves, they can start to point out other people who are not there. So if we can listen from those communication, we will understand those issues which are not appeared on that direction or in that stage. So that we call stage direction. Also, if we are watching any kind of movie and there are some issues which help us to predict, to make prediction that I think one day he will die. I think a starring of a certain movie will kill his enemy, his or her enemy. So that is those are the different predictions which we make when you are watching or reading different texts of literary work. So that is a stage direction. Also, in the play, it is written in italics. So when you are reading text, which is either when you are reading texts, particularly play, there are some words which has been written in terms of italics. So italics in Kiswahili we call it hatimlalo. So italics also are the informations or are the clarifications that try to tell us or that try to make us to do prediction about what is next. Also, it helps us to know what are not included on the stage. So in the play, we can find out it is written in a manner like that. Also, function of stage direction. So what are the functions of stage direction? The first one is to show physical setting in the play. So when you are reading a play and we may read these italics or these informations, it helps us to know the physical setting which have been talked or included on that play. So that is the first one. And second one is to indicate action done by characters in the play. To indicate action done by characters in the play. So through those issues, if we can read a text, there are some information like this as we are talking here. It can help you to know or to indicate different actions which are done by different characters or actors in the literary work. So that is another function of stage direction. Also to show time in which action is done. So also it helps us to know. It helps us to know when a certain action has been taken or or when, where, and when a certain action has been done. So that is another function of stage direction. Another one is to show the physical appearance of characters in a play. So if you can take any text and you can read these kind of informations, as I said, you will meet with a lot of issues or a lot of information which try to clarify or to talk about a certain character. And this information can help us to predict or to know the physical appearance of different characters. So there is one play which is known as Infadhili. So if you can read on that play, you will meet with such information that try to elaborate or to talk about the physical appearance of different characters who have been included on that text. So these informations also play a vital role in case of telling or making different information about certain characters. So we may understand, or we can predict, or we can see different characteristics or appearance at all of different characters in the play. So that is another function of stage direction. And the last one is to indicate the mood of characters. So when we are talking about mood, refer to the feelings, refer to the different feelings which occurred or experienced by different characters or actors in the play. So it can be there are several kinds or categories of mood which can appear or occur to the characters. It can be angry, it can be politeness, it can be sadness, and among others. So these are some of them. So another term is play. Play and the drama. So these are two terms which most of the people fail to differentiate. So what is a play and what is a play and what is a drama? And what are the criteria that can help us to differentiate between these two terms, which are play and the drama? So you have to be very careful to listen about these two terms. I think due to those explanations which I'm going to tell you, it will be the medicine of your quarrel or of your problem which you have, which make you to fail to differentiate these two terms, which are play and the drama. That's why these sometimes play the Vito, the same roles, and sometimes they differ. So after here, I think you will make it will help you to differentiate these two terms. So when we're talking about play, is a written script that tells the story through the speech and action of characters in the story. Is a written script that tells story through the speech and the action of characters in the play. So I think you have different texts of literary work. So those different texts which has been written in terms of dialogue, we call them play if it has been written. But if it has been written, also can be acted on the stage. You have to know that if that play has been acted, make it to be a drama. So those issues which have been included on the text or on the written script are taken into real performance or real actions. And there is one play which is known as Ngoswe Penzi Kitovu cha Uzembe. So Ngoswe Penzi Kitovu cha Uzembe is a play, but there are some people who have been tried as much as they can to act as a move. So if it has been acted as a move, it's called drama. So if it can remain to be as a written script, we call it play. So these are the some differences which make to differ between play and the drama. And the drama is what done on the stage. So those written script can be acted on the stage, and the audience who are watching on the stage. So make written script to come from play and being a drama. That's why those issues which have been written in script are acted on the stage. So if those written script can be acted on the stage, we call it drama. When drama is put in the written script, it becomes play. Also, those actions which are acted on the stage, if can be taken and written in the script or in the text, it can turn it to be play. So it is a vice versa. So if the play can be acted on the play, if the play can be acted on the stage, turn play to be, make it play to be a drama. Also, if the drama can be turned into written script, make a drama to be a play. So these are the two terms which you have to be very careful about it. Another term is costumes. Costumes refers to the clothes worn by actors and actresses on the theater during performance. So we do normally, when different actors are acting different actions on the stage, they have their clothes that enable them to change after the first action. So when they can come again, they can come with another clothes. So those clothes which help them to make different actions in a field of play or drama, we call costumes. As appears here, refer to the clothes. So those clothes which worn by actors or actresses on the theater. So when we're talking about a theater, is in another term we can call it stage. So where the actions are presented during the performance. So we do normally, when different characters or when actors and actresses are acting different actions, there are several clothes which they worn with when they are performing different actions. So those we call costumes. So that is another term. Another term is episode. Episode, this refers to the one part of a story that is broadcast on television or radio in several parts. In short, an episode is a brief unit of action in a literary or dramatic work. I think nowadays, through our mass media, particularly televisions, there are several series or movies which are shown. So if we can take one among of them, there are several parts which has been which are trying to be which are being tried to be broadcasting through their medias. So one part of a story that is broadcasting on television or on the radio, on the radio, several parts. In short, an episode is a brief unit of action. So episode is a brief unit of action in a literary or dramatic work. So I think so stage is a place where different actions are performed. So it can be in the hall, an open area, or on the ground or stadium, and among others. So it can be at the home, or at the farm, at the market, and among others. So these are the examples of places where different actions can be done in the literary work, particularly in a play or drama. So also it depends on the arrangement of director. So director is someone who tries to direct. So director can determine or realize where a suitable place which can be used or taken a certain action so as to convey the intended message. So director is someone who can arrange or see where it is suitable, where it is a conducive environment or place which we may take or which we may act a certain action so as to convey the intended message. And the last term is film. Film is a story or event recorded by camera as a series of moving images, so and shown in a cinema or on television. So the point which you have to take into consideration is that it is a story or event recorded by a cinema as a series of moving images. So these are images that are moving from one place and another, as I'm trying to do here. So if I can act as a play or as a literary work, it can be a cinema, it can be a film. So these are the series of moving images that can be shown in cinema or television or any other medias which concern about watching. So we may visualize or sing about those actions. So that is the film which we are talking. Are the moving images that are recorded by either a camera and it can be shown it in either play or in either different cinemas or television. So let us end here. There is an exercise here which is with examples define the following terms used in a play or drama. So the first one is acts, the second one is scene, pantomime, and a film. So let us end here. We will continue on another session. Thank you.